Decisions, decisions, decisions. Seniors Matter by Cathy Oliver.
A few years ago, I found myself looking for change. At 67, I found myself to be a long-standing widow, and with my children finally grown up and moved out, the house was an echo of memories. Wanting to look forward, I planned to sell the family home, but where to go to find a satisfying new beginning? To buy off the plan would take time that I didn't have the patience to endure. And what sort of dwelling anyway? Another house? An apartment? I knew I no longer wanted to maintain a largish garden, but I didn't want stairs either. So I flipped a house in Diamond Creek, and while the renovations were underway, I rented in Luck Street, Eltham. Now, Luck Street has 2 hills, and while walking those hills to the nearby shops, I happened to see some gracious, mature gardens through large gates in the valley. What I was looking at totally surprised me. It was an over-55s community village, right smack in the centre of Eltham. The more I walked past it to the station each day, the more it grew on me. But could I really consider myself a member? Wasn't I far too young for what was also a retirement village? Changing my mind a dozen times, I finally decided to inquire, only to speak to an answering machine. Well, that's that then, I thought. But the next morning, I got a call back. The rest, they say, is history, and I am now a happy resident at the Coringa Close Over 55s and Retirement Village. I labour on the time it took me to commit, because such a change in lifestyle is a mammoth decision, and you too might be in quandaries of what to do and where to live. The decision always takes time, much longer than buying a house or an apartment. Foremost, it's a mental adjustment. Fear of the unknown and prejudice against ageing can form demons. Yet the benefits are still revealing themselves to me, 2 years later. Privacy yet friendship, security yet independence, maintenance yet little or no work. And people do not suddenly change character from who they were previously, and neither will you. An added benefit I never envisaged is the wonderful grace of having an older generation around again. They lend a surety of life, an endurance and a resilience that is deeply comforting to me, whose family has dwindled drastically over recent years. What about the cost, you ask? Not all over 55s and retirement communities are the same. And if you're thinking about downsizing in this way, then understanding the benefits and disadvantages is important. Like with any major purchase, the cost and the product need to complement your lifestyle. In my situation, I'm on a freehold strata title, which means I own the land as well as my building and car space. I was able to buy a unit at a much cheaper price than freehold places outside the gates because of the fee structuring in place here. This has helped me in certain loan situations, i.e. Centrelink, that are denied to leasehold owners in other models of retirement and over 55 villages. As is recent law, I can have pets. And of course, visitors are not a problem either. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, either as an individual or as a couple needing to make life more manageable, remember to keep an open mind to over 55s and retirement living and see what options are out there.
About Cathy. Cathy is living it up in retirement living. Each month, she shares her insights and wisdoms.
This story was read by Rebecca Rose and Sandy Miller.